So for the past 2 years, I have made a big tradition of visiting Detroit, Michigan for Youmacon. And every time I do this, I try to go out of my way to take a short drive to a little place called Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum in Farmington Hills. The museum is a massive collection of coin machines, animatronics, vintage signs, and other kitsch Americana, and all on display without immediate charge at the door. The way they make their money is through the coin machines and the food and the t-shirts and that kind of thing. I've visited this place twice, and each time I've been totally overwhelmed with how much there is in this store, and how impossible it seems to build up a collection like this. The location was opened in 1980 by Marvin, an expert in animatronics who had been collecting since the 1950s. Since Marvin passed in 2017, the location has been run by his son. If you're like me and you hold a deep fondness for Marvin's, you might be shocked to hear that the location is actually at the threat of being totally demolished. It has been revealed in the last 24 hours that the city of Farmington Hills intends to tear down the entire mall that Marvin's exists in to build a Meijer. So the city is basically going to tear down the most unique thing in the community, the monument to the American dream that drives tourism from around the country, to build a fucking Meijer. And the city only announced these plans directly before a meeting they're having about this, and it's pretty obvious that they were hoping that they'd be able to sneak this in without the owner having time to fight this, or the community having time to even notice. And I'm just so confused by this decision because it reads like an extreme parody of the way that public spaces have been going in the past few years, you know? Why do we always do this? Why are we always building down historical buildings, you know, Americana, themed attractions? We're always tearing this stuff down, and we're building, you know, stuff like Meijers, you know, corporations that might not exist in 20 years. We're investing into these concrete square buildings, essentially under the premise of them eventually becoming abandoned and dilapidated. And the question I have is why? Like, what do we gain by doing this? By stripping down the character of a community just so that whole area can be abandoned in a few decades? And I've been to Marvin's, I've seen it in person, it's all still very clearly set up the way that Marvin had it when he died. I think that taking all that stuff down and moving it would probably cost an untenable amount of money. And I don't think there's any future for moving that stuff out of there unless it's being put up on auction. So in my eyes, it seems extremely unlikely. If they tear down this building, you know, this incredible place is probably not going to exist anymore. And so the short of it is that if you want to stop Marvin's from becoming a historical plaque in the middle of a produce aisle in a Meijer building, there is going to be a meeting at the Farmington Hills City Council on November the 16th. Now, as I record this, I know that's tomorrow. So this is the big thing I wanted to emphasize here. You know, I'm not suggesting anyone with 24 hours notice go out and buy a plane ticket and fly to Michigan to flog this place down with an angry mob. What I am saying is that if you are actually a part of this community and the greater community, there is a meeting being held, you know, about if this is a good idea. And if you're in that greater community and you love Marvin's, I think you should go to that meeting. And I think you should make it very clear that people do not want to tear down a historical, you know, location, a monument to the history of coin machines and animatronics. They don't want to just tear that down to turn it into a Meijer that's probably going to last 15 years. Like, just, I think that's the right course of action right now, is just making it very clear that this is not chill, that people are not going to let this happen without anyone noting, and everyone just needs to put up a really big fuss. And I think the immediate step is everyone who's local, you know, going to this meeting and having their voices heard. And if this doesn't work, there will be future opportunities for protest, obviously. We'll have petitions. We'll have other ways to try and fight this. But as it stands, I'm hoping if enough people show up to this thing and make their voices heard, we can stop Meijer's Marring Museum murder.
That is my favorite game. I just don't have to play.
Did you put your money in? Answer me.
Yes.
Good.
Wait. Hey, I found it. I found it.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, yeah, so last time, so the idea is it's an art piece that's destroying itself.
Yeah?
So I came here, first time I was here, I put it in, and he's a jackhammer, he starts jackhammering. And I put a quarter in, and I was like, that's so cool, I want to film it. And I put in another quarter and filmed it, and it stopped working.
Oh, it's a little jackhammer.
Oh my god. I was the one to do it. I was the one that broke it. Oh no. And then I put another quarter and it still wasn't working, so I was worried that I was the one that broke it, but it seems like if it's still here, it probably works. My god, I really did break it.
Whoops.
I mean, look at that. You'd think they'd have a note.
Really?
Wait, hold on. I really broke this thing.
Whoops. Caught your own crime on camera, Quentin.
Busted.
You're in trouble.
But you see, it says, in an attempt to show his displeasure at doing the same repetitive task day after day, this automation is trying to destroy its own mechanism in the vain hope that his creature might design something more interesting for him to occupy his time.
Well, you did it.
Yeah, I did it. I freed him.
Let's go!
That's amazing.
Insert a quarter and see the last
Let's kill this guy! Let's go!
Pardon me, sorry.
Wait, Quentin?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, do you recognize me? Because I met you at Unicon.
Oh, was that last year?
Yeah. Holy shit, hi.
Hi, yeah. I met a lot of people at Yomicon. Yomicon,
You
I'm
saw
sorry.
my PS Vita, I don't know if you remember.
I do remember doing that.
Yeah, I was in cosplay.
That's
I
cool.
work here.
Oh, that's awesome, yeah.
Sorry, it took me a second to kind of. It's all good. Together. We just got to get out of here before the animatronics start coming to life.
Have you guys seen the new FNAF movie?
No.
Oh yeah.